What's up, everyone in the World Wide Web? Welcome to Viral Thoughts. My name is Jesse, book lover, movie watcher, and story enthusiast. Alright, here on Viral Thoughts, we take a more critical look at the movies and books of our society. We're using Aristotle's elements of drama. If you are new to my channel, welcome, and be sure to subscribe for future videos. Your support means a lot to me. Today we are taking a peek at a new book, Shadow of the Conqueror by Shad Brooks, which is his first novel. He also happens to have a YouTube channel called Shadiversity. His channel is a bit bigger than mine, and Shad, if you're watching this, hey Shad, how's it going? And when I heard that Shad was publishing a novel, I was very excited. I have been needing a good book to delve into, so I got the book on Audible and started the epic adventure. Now, the first element of drama is plot. Torn with regret and shame, the old man Daedalus, the conqueror, writes a suicide letter confessing his sins. He then throws himself off the edge of the world, hoping to die, but the universe won't have it. Instead of dying, Daedalus is saved and transformed into a young man again. Daedalus is now committed to righting the wrongs of his previous life. Now, this is a redemption plot, as Daedalus is trying to change his old habits and turn over a new leaf. I felt like this plot was engaging and compelling. It also had some plot nuances that kept the intrigue going. I don't very often read redemption plots, so I love that this was different. So I give plot a 4 out of 5 stars. The next element is character. Daedalus is the main character and commands much of your attention. The story is obviously centered and focused on him and his actions. Daedalus is determined, idealistic, and at times rather violent. He regrets his past and tries very hard to help the world, but sometimes he slips back into his old violent ways. This would indicate roundness of character and character dynamics. The supporting characters are interesting, but I would say less fleshed out, as it is to be expected. Daedalus is, after all, the main character. So I give character a 4 out of 5 stars. The next element is theme. This is a whole story, almost leaning toward a Tangle story. Link above for my video on that. Good is good, and bad is bad, and good wins in the end. But Shad also puts an inner conflict within the character. Good is good, but the main character has a bad past that he must deal with. The question is, does a person so bad deserve a chance at redemption? The theme demonstrates how change is not easy, but it is possible. He also demonstrates that forgiving others is a path of healing for oneself. So I'm giving theme a 3.5 out of 5 stars. Dialogue. Thinking back on the dialogue of the book, there wasn't a lot of character dialogue. There is a fair amount of exposition, I would say, though. The main character, Daedalus, seems to live in his head a lot, which means he has a lot of internal dialogue. There are a few lines that are memorable, but I feel that this wasn't the strongest point of the book. So I give dialogue a 3 out of 5 stars, which is average. Music and rhythm is the next element. Now, normally when I do a movie review, I play a short clip of the music for you, but this is a book, so there's no music. We'll be focusing on the pacing of the book. There is a lot of exposition in this book. Sometimes there are long stints of internal dialogue that slows things down. The exposition was very detailed and self-scrutinizing, but I think that these sessions were the biggest weakness of the book. Sorry, Shad. I give rhythm a 2.5 out of 5 stars. The last element is spectacle. Spectacle is the theatrics of a story. In this case, this is the setting, magic system, and action sequences. The setting is like nothing I've ever read before. I don't fully understand it even. So in this world, the world is flat, and the world is mirrored multiple times on top of one another. If you're watching this, Shad, I would love it if you did a series of videos that explained your world and magic system in greater detail. That'd be awesome. From what I understand, I think that this is an awesome setting. It has a hard magic system, which has clear-cut rules and limitations. A good portion of the book is the character discovering more and more about the magic. Shad is very good at critical thinking and applying practical physics to magic. And this is as realistic magic can be. Thus, I give Spectacle a 4.5 out of 5 stars. It's not quite immortal, but it's up there. Now a quick word about age appropriateness. Even though this is a whole story, this is not a book for kids. Shad tackles topics that I feel would be inappropriate for a younger audience. I would rate Shadow of the Conqueror an 18+ book. I really like this book. Shad tells a compelling story. While it has its weaknesses, all authors have their weaknesses. Even J.R.R. Tolkien. Shadow of the Conqueror is a fresh new book that has an intriguing magic system, a dynamic main character, and a meaningful theme. So, ultimately, I give Shadow of the Conqueror a 4 out of 5 stars. This is an above average story. It is definitely worth a read, and I think that it has a possibility of getting big and well known. Now go and read it for yourself. Don't take my word for it. And Shad, if you're watching, I just want to thank you for this story. It is intriguing. I love the world. I love what you're doing here. I know that's a lot of work, and I hope to see further books in the future. I for sure will be checking those out. Now, to the rest of you out there, I'm looking for a good book, and I'm always looking for good books. Do you have any good books that you've read lately? I particularly like fantasies and dystopian novels in particular. So that's all, folks. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like and subscribe. Now remember, it's not what you read, but how you read it that makes you a scholar. Be kind to each other out there. Bye, Shad.